Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 10th, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Can you just imagine if all that rain was snow? Well, we're not out of the woods just yet. It does look like another rain system is coming in toward the end of the week, so you want to make sure you stay tuned for George at DCMDVA weather a little bit later on in the podcast. Anyhow, we do have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? A one-alarm fire at the Lighthouse Shelter on Hudson Street in Annapolis displaced over 70 residents after firefighters responded to an alarm on January 9th. The incident, caused by a malfunctioning light fixture in the second-floor laundry room, resulted in no injuries to civilians or firefighters, with the fire swiftly being extinguished and contained. The Annapolis Fire Department did declare the building uninhabitable until repairs are completed and the inspections clear it for reoccupation. The Annapolis Office of Emergency Management facilitated the relocation of residents to the Roger Pipmoyer Rec Center. While some found accommodation with friends or family, 44 residents did stay overnight at the rec center, receiving meals from the Lighthouse Shelter. Damage estimates to the building are still pending. On Monday afternoon, the Annapolis police were on the lookout for a suspect involved in an armed robbery on Bay Ridge Road. Responding to a call, officers discovered that a woman had been robbed at gunpoint by an unidentified black male. Although a search, including the use of a police helicopter, was conducted, the suspect is still at large. Now, contrary to what you may have read on social media, the incident did not occur at Caliente Grill on Bay Ridge Road, but across the street, and the victim actually crossed Bay Ridge Road seeking help at Caliente Grill. In weather news, due to the inclement weather, Anne Arundel County Public Schools will open 2 hours late today. Morning and half-day ECI classes and sessions at Cat North and South are canceled. A reevaluation of condition is going to take place at 7 a.m., so that's after this releases, so you want to make sure that you check out the school's Facebook page for any last-minute changes. Speaking of big wins coming to town, today marks the start of the Maryland State Legislature's 90-day session. Key initiatives this year on the agenda include addressing hate and bias crimes, juvenile justice, and transportation. Now, as lawmakers flood the town, the best advice I can give you is to be patient. Many of them are not familiar with the town and are known to drive the wrong way down one-way streets and cross streets at the most inopportune times. Be patient, give them some slack, and they'll all be gone by early April. Think of it like when the locusts come. Inconvenient for a bit, and then it gets all better. On the local political level, Jared Littmann, a former alderman and local business owner, has officially declared his candidacy for mayor. He is the co-owner of K&B True Value Hardware and is a former alderman for Ward 5. Littmann does emphasize his commitment to a resilient Annapolis, advocating for crime prevention, affordable housing, and climate change resilience with a focus on equity. His campaign pillars will include fostering a responsive city government, hey, there's a novel idea, and promoting efficiency through fiscal responsibility and strategic planning. Littmann's kickoff event is scheduled for January 23rd. That's a Tuesday night at the Wiley H. Bates Legacy Center in Annapolis. And this is not for the election this year. This is for the election next year. The election is November 4th of 2025. Up this Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we're going to check back in with Roman Hardgrave. Now, we spoke with him about a year ago about a brand new school that he wanted to start up for the younger kids. And now the Maryland Curiosity Lab is up and running, and we want to check it out. That all drops at noon on Saturday. And by now, you know the drill. Please let your friends, neighbors, colleagues all know about our daily news recap email. It's free. It comes to your inbox every night at 7 p.m., and you'll keep you up to speed on all the top local news stories, and it comes without a paywall. And if you pass this word along and we get all the subscribers we need, I'm going to stop whining about it. So I'll drop a link right here to subscribe in the show notes. All right, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you and also to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to hang tight because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is standing by with the only locally forecasted weather report you will find, and Bridget, also known as BeeprBuzz, is here with Annapolis After Dark, as long as we both push the right buttons. Anyhow, all that's coming up for you in just a bit, so stick around.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, January 10th. Quite a storm to impact the region yesterday with rain, wind, and coastal flooding, with more ahead before conditions turn colder starting Sunday. Look for mixed skies today with highs around 50 degrees as winds stay active, gusting over 30 to 40 miles per hour at times, ahead of a nice day tomorrow with sunshine and temperatures again near the 50-degree mark along with light winds. From there, another storm center will pass by to the west-northwest of the region, bringing more rain and gusty winds to the Annapolis region Friday p.m. into Saturday a.m. with highs Friday and Saturday again around 50 degrees before dropping down to upper 30s to maybe low 40s on Sunday as winds stay breezy pretty much all weekend long. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today, despite some ongoing gusty winds and probably coastal flooding for downtown Annapolis and other shoreline areas around the region. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
The music scene in Anne Arundel County is popping, and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, BeeprBuzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Good morning, Annapolis. BeeprBuzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, January 9th through Sunday, January 14th. Go to the socials for Annapolis Streaming and BeeprBuzz, and also both websites for the full schedule. We update the Facebook posts and all websites with changes and cancellations, so you know before you go. AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeprBuzz.com. Live music for today, Wednesday. It's Classical Music Happy Hour Week at 49 West with Pam Godfrey and Paula Switterlish. Every second Wednesday. At Middleton Tavern, Ryan Cozell returns. You can also enjoy the happy hour that lasts as long as Larry Lay plays at Brian Baru in Severna Park. Loose Change will be at Pirates Cove, and Doug Segree and Eric Scott will be back at Harper's Waterfront in Edgewater. Thursday, DJ F04 will be spinning at Chart House Prime in Eastport. Steve Van Franken and Victoria will be at Ram's Head Tavern. Jennifer Schimpf will be at Barn and Lodge in Gambrills. And under my other things to do, Open Mic at Vibe this week will be hosted by Brant Austin Dunn. And up in Severna Park, George Evans will be doing a solo open mic fundraiser for a Super Plunge team at Severna Park Tap House. Friday night music, Christy Allen will be at Ram's Head Tavern. Loose Change will be at the Edgewater American Legion. Pete Best is back at Killarney House in Davidsonville. The Music Room will be at Mother's in Arnold. Joey Fitz will be at Crofton Cantina. Free local shows on Fridays at Vibe, which used to be Union Jacks. Music is now being managed locally, so you will know the music with this new management group. This Friday's Jam-uary will be Rickshaw Lizard and Mosaic and John Myers of Crunchy Funkenstein. Also on Friday, Moran Tripp is back at 49 West. Tiger Lily will be back at Azure in Weston, Annapolis, with special guest D Squared. All You Need Band will be at Annapolis Smokehouse. Lowercase Blues will play Middleton Tavern Friday night, and they slayed it on New Year's Eve over at Cult Classic. And end the night with Mac Heat at Stan and Joe's on West Street. Saturday, Meerkat Nation will be rockin' Mothers in Arnold. Michael K. of Pretty Big Deal will be at Ram's Head Tavern. Moose Jaw Bluegrass will be at the White Oak Tavern in Ellicott City. The Tommy McGee Band will be at Ram's Head Roadhouse in Crownsville. Moran Tripp will be at Cult Classic. East is back at Dark Horse. Red Betty and the Ruckus will be at Rumor Reel in Pasadena. Lauren and Rusty are back at Brian Baru. And on Saturday, Kevin Sullivan from the Caffeine Rush will be solo at Kelsey's Irish Pub in Ellicott City. Scorpion Rose returns to the Green Turtle in Edgewater. Highland Brothers will be at Killarney House in Davidsonville. And over on the shore, Josette and Bill will be at Bridges, and Johnny Paulus will be at Poorhouse Pub. Sunday Fun Day, Leather Chair Record Store concerts return to Trip Records in Edgewater. This time around will be Alex Peters' Music Trio with Alexander Peters, Joshua Bulliard, and Paul Packett, playing Sunday afternoon as you browse their large record collection of vinyl. Down the road, Richard Hayward will be at Pirates Cove in Galesville. Aaron Hawkins of Loose Ties will be at Killarney House in Davidsonville. In Annapolis, Doug Segree will be solo at Galway Bay. And end the night with Mixed Business Duo at Dark Horse. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeprBuzz.com, spelled BeeprBuzz. Add the websites to the homepage of your cell phone to make them an app. Then it's just 2 clicks to the music anytime. I'll see you out there.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.